My peoples. Yeah. You already know what it is, man. Welcome to Box Center, your favorite boxers, favorite boxing show. Yeah. Hold on one second. My peoples. You already know what it is, man. Welcome to Box Center, the show, episode 3. We're going to talk boxing, man. It's fight week. Also, we're going to have to talk about Boots, man. What's going on with Jaron Boots Ennis? You know, reigning undefeated champion at the welterweight division. We know he wants to fight Terrence Crawford, but, Bud is at 154 right now and looking for different types of opportunities. So, let's see. Now, the situation with Boots and Brian Norman Jr., I think it was unfortunate because, Jaron Ennis and Brian Norman Jr. would have been a heck of a fight. That would have been a unification. And, for whatever reason, the business aspect, it couldn't work out. Apparently, they sent Brian Norman Jr. multiple offers, but him and his team felt like, they were not fair offers and they did not accept. They gave, according to Brian Norman Sr., they gave Eddie Hearns a number, what they wanted, but, they couldn't come to an agreement. So Boots couldn't make that fight. In fact, now Boots is going to fight Karen in a rematch. A fight that nobody was really asking for. Karen, I don't think that's a good matchup. I feel like Jaron Boots is going to beat him, but he's the type of guy, man, that it's hard to look good against him. He's an awkward fighter. I don't know if you guys seen when Boots fought with him the first time. A lot of people criticized him, for not knocking the guy out or for not hurting him like that. But Karen is a tough fighter. He's an Olympian. I think he won an Olympic silver medal, I think it was. So he's a very good fighter. I've seen Blair Cobbs too, man. He been calling out Boots. And I think Blair Cobb versus Jaron Boots Ennis is a very interesting fight. I would like to see it. Now, of course, Boots has to get past Karen. And I don't know what Blair Cobb's got going on next. And Canelo Alvarez and Edgar Berlanga are going to be fighting on Saturday. I got to ask you guys a question. And if you have not subscribed to Box Center, my people, I'm trying to tell you, subscribe. Subscribe to Box Center, my peoples. Join the Box Center family. We on the come up, my peoples. We on the come up, and you want to jump on this ride with me. Trust me. I'm going to ask y'all a question. What you guys think? Can Edgar Berlanga beat Canelo Alvarez? Y'all tell me. That's the magic question. There you go, my peoples. That's the magic question. Can Edgar Berlanga beat Canelo Alvarez? What's your opinion on that? That fight is coming on Saturday. Now, I tell you what, man, I don't see that many people giving Berlanga a chance to win this fight. Matter of fact, I was joking about it, but Fat Joe is the only person I've seen, publicly say, Berlanga's going to win this fight. Berlanga told him that he was going to stop Canelo in the 6th or something along those lines. So, I don't know, man. Honestly, I think that those lights are gonna be way too bright for Berlanga. This is going to be his first title shot versus Canelo Alvarez. Widely considered the face of boxing, a guy who has so much, championship fight experience, so many championship rounds. He's not the best option to make your championship debut against. So I think, Berlanga's gonna get folded. I see him getting cooked. I believe, don't get it twisted. Edgar Berlanga is a talented fighter. I know he can fight, and I know he can change the outcome of a fight with a punch. But I think it's all going to boil down to experience. I don't think he has the experience to handle a guy like Canelo Alvarez, who's the opposite, who has so much experience. I think we're going to see it on Saturday. Edgar Berlanga, I don't think he's ready for the Canelo type of problems. That's my opinion, my peoples. Again, don't be cheap with that like button, my peoples. Of course, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, join the Box Center family, my peoples. I'm trying to tell you. If you love boxing, this is it for you right here. This is where it's at. I'm your connections. I'm your plug. Jay Smith. But yeah, man, I want to see what's going to happen, with Canelo Alvarez, Edgar Berlanga. Everybody's predicting that Canelo's going to win. A lot of people are predicting that Canelo is going to actually get the stoppage. So, how is it really going to play out? What if Berlanga shocked the world? Because you know what? This is what upsets are made of. Upsets happen when everybody thinks this guy's going to win. Everybody's sure this guy's going to do what he's going to do. And boom, we all get caught off guard. Nobody saw it coming. That's what an upset is about. You think you're going to happen. You're sure about the outcome. And then it doesn't play out that way. So Canelo Alvarez versus Edgar Berlanga is a fight that most of us feel like Canelo's going to do what he does, dispose of Berlanga. And very few people, I have one person today tell me, I feel like Berlanga's going to put hands on Canelo. One person. And I'm talking about, seeing all the comments on social media, all of the posts, what everybody's saying. And Canelo is going to be the heavy favorite versus Berlanga. Heavy favorite. But you already know, my peoples. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. We're giving you this real boxing content. The real deal Holyfield. Again, for Jaron Boots Ennis, I'm wondering, if after he fights Karen, is he going to stay at 147? Is he going to move up to 154? Now, Brian Norman Sr. said that, what Eddie Hearn is trying to do is get Boots to move up to 154. And they'll try to get Conor Benn the welterweight title. I don't know how is that. He'd have to fight for it. I don't know what he meant by that. But the bottom line is, Jaron Boots Ennis has a tough opponent to deal with. He already went the distance with Karen the first time they fought. Is he going to go the distance again? Is he going to be able to get the stoppage? How is this rematch going to play out? You know what? This is like the rematch that nobody was asking for. Because he beat Karen. It's not like, he almost lost or it was a split decision. He beat him. It just wasn't a good-looking win. But that's because this dude, he's an awkward fighter. He's uncomfortable. He throws a lot of punches. He moves a lot. Clinches. So, I don't think anybody goes out there and look good versus Karen on any given day. But let's see. Let's see how that's going to play out. My peoples, remember, Box Center is going to be live from Mondays through Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Yo, y'all gotta hop in and get it with me. Hop on the bandwagon. I'm trying to tell you. You see the question right there? It's a yes or no question. Can Edgar Berlanga beat Canelo? Simple as that. What do you guys think? Can it happen? Or is Canelo gonna make it look easy? I mean, I don't think that's the way it's gonna play out. I think that Berlanga is gonna, show some resistance and put together, some good rounds early on. But like I said, man, I think Canelo Alvarez is gonna be too tough. And y'all see the question right there, man. Can Edgar Berlanga beat Canelo Alvarez? This is a yes or no. What you guys think? In my opinion, if I was answering to that poll, I would say no. That's my answer. No. But I want to know what you guys think. And then with Boots, like I said, man, I'm not even making a prediction on that fight. All I'm saying is that it's not what we wanted. Jaron Boots Ennis, it should have been him and Brian Norman Jr. We're talking about a unification fight. Two young, hungry lions. Two young, undefeated champions. And instead, Boots is going to be, a rematch with Karen. So, honestly, I was disappointed when they said that's the fight that was going to come up for Boots. But it is what it is. He's a fighter, and he has to do what he got to do. I expect Boots to walk away with the W. But again, my peoples, this weekend, Saturday, we got Canelo Alvarez versus Edgar Berlanga. Yo, I'm keeping it 100 with y'all. Very, very few people actually are giving Berlanga a chance to win. Very, very few people. That tells you that, Canelo is going to be the heavy favorite. When it comes to the betting odds, Canelo's going to be the favorite to win that fight. Like, by a landslide. And I told everybody, man. I don't think it's going to go the distance. I think by or before the 10th round, Canelo is going to, either make the ref stop it, make Berlanga's corner stop it, or just straight up fold them. It's going down. I'm trying to tell you, Canelo Alvarez is going to stop Edgar Berlanga. You can take that to the bank to get some pounds. Believe you me. But check it, my peoples. If you haven't hit that like button, come on, man. Don't be cheap with that like button, man. Hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, join the Box Center family. Yo, I'm on the come up, my peoples. Hop on this bandwagon. Come with me on this ride. And let's get it, yo. Some real boxing stuff going on down here. You know what I mean? The real stuff. Now, something that I'm curious about is we're already assuming that Canelo's going to get past Berlanga. But what happens if Canelo Alvarez beats Berlanga and decide that he's going to fight again, which most likely he will? Who do you guys think Canelo Alvarez should fight next? That's the magic question. Should he fight Benavidez or Terence Crawford? I've been asking that. For the last few days. Some people feel like he should move up to 175 and fight Benavidez. And some people say that he should fight Terence Crawford. So what do you guys think? Who should Canelo Alvarez fight next? Should he beat Edgar Berlanga? In my opinion, my humble opinion, he should fight Terence Bud Crawford. Make that his very next fight. That's my opinion. I know a lot of people saying, "Oh, I don't want that fight. I don't want to see Bud moving up 2 divisions because they don't want to see him make history." But at the end of the day, Bud is a pound for pound fighter. Canelo's a pound for pound fighter. They're both champions. That fight needs to happen. That fight needs to happen for the boxing fans. Un saludo a Bellerly Hernández y a Ryan Enzo, mis dos gente favorita del mundo. Se le quiere mucho. So what you think, my peoples? How is it going to play out? Is Canelo Alvarez going to go the David Benavidez route, or is he going to go the Terence Crawford route? Now, you got to remember, Canelo Alvarez has been avoiding Benavidez for how long? 3 years? 4 years? So, why should we believe that he's going to fight Benavidez now, a little bit later in his career, and move up to a division where he got beat up by Bivol? That's what Benavidez is at 175. So Canelo's already a small guy, and Benavidez is a big dude. You have to take that into consideration, man. And you know what? I seen Roy Jones Jr. talking about it. And Roy Jones said that Benavidez is the type of problems that Canelo doesn't want. And they asked him why, and he said, because how big Benavidez is. Like I told y'all, Benavidez is a big dude. Does Canelo want to move up all the way to 175 to see him? I don't think so. So that's why it's easy for me to even predict that given the opportunity to fight David Benavidez or Terence Bud Crawford, Canelo's going to pick. In fact, there's an interview where Canelo says, they want to fight me. They got to do it on my terms. But Crawford, he's too small. He's easy money. Easy money. So now, if Canelo feels like Bud is easy money and he's been avoiding a fight with Benavidez, then who do you think he's going to fight? I think it's self-explanatory. I think Canelo Alvarez, after, battering, pummeling, and beating up Edgar Berlanga, I think Canelo Alvarez is going to choose to fight Terence Crawford next. Now, it doesn't have to be for the very next fight. I don't know if he'll fight somebody else first and then Crawford, but I would like it to play out that way. Fight Crawford next. Stop playing these games. That's me personally. You guys know that Boots want to fight Crawford as well. What happened with Boots if he moves up to 154? And to be honest, I'd love, just like everybody else, man, I'd love to see Boots versus Crawford. But I don't see it happening. Why? Because if he moves up to 154, now he doesn't have anything to offer, right? He doesn't have a title. So now he has to look for a title to see if he can get a unification with Crawford. But guess what? Crawford is looking to fight Canelo at 168. So if he doesn't fight Canelo, if Canelo chooses to fight somebody else after Berlanga, then I believe Crawford is going to decide on another opponent as opposed to just retire or keep waiting. I mean, you gotta remember, Terence Crawford is 2 fights away from becoming undisputed at the 154 division. If he fights Sebastian Fundora and beats him, he's gonna have 3 of the main titles in the division right there. He'll be 1 fight away from undisputed in a 3rd division. So you think about that. He can actually shoot for undisputed first and then fight Canelo. And then if he gets undisputed and Canelo doesn't want to fight, he'll retire. But at the end of the day, Boots' best chance is to try to snatch a title at 154. That way, if Crawford decides he wants to go for undisputed, that may open the door for him. But honestly, Crawford versus Boots is a fight that I don't see happening simply because Bud is at the tail end of his career. He's, trying to get the biggest fights, the most money, and Boots is not going to be that. And then, you got Boots, who's early in his career, who recently became a champion. And, he's not going to have the type of leverage that you need to get somebody like Terrence Bud Crawford. So that's why I don't see it happening. I'd love to see it, but business-wise, that's why, I don't think it makes sense from Crawford's side. So that's why I don't think we'll see it. I think Boots versus Blair Cobbs, man, that would have been a good fight, man. I wish we could have got that, but for whatever reason, we haven't gotten it. I think it still can happen. Let's see how things play out. My peoples, again, I want to thank you for dropping in. You know what I'm saying? Checking me out. Box Center. This has been the 3rd episode. You already know what it is, man. We doing what we do Mondays through Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Yo, check in with your boy. I'm trying to tell you, check in with your boy, because we coming with that real fire. We coming with that real boxing content. I wanted to ask you guys, man, how do you feel about Tank Davis and Rayo Valenzuela? I've been seeing some people are happy about that fight, including myself. I want to see it. And then some people are calling Rayo a cherry. Like, are you serious? How you calling a guy who's a champion, who's coming off of beating Pitbull Cruz, a cherry? Be for real, yo. Be for real. Like, that's the problem with fans, that sometimes we see that a fighter takes an L and automatically we want to discredit him. Oh, he's a hype job. He got exposed, and so on and so forth. Yo, Rayo Valenzuela is a legitimate champion. He's a top-notch fighter. And, I wanted to see Tank Davis versus Shakur Stevenson. I thought it was going to happen when Lomachenko pulled out of negotiations with Tank. But, yo, I'm happy. If they can get Rayo Valenzuela and Tank Davis for November, I'm happy for that fight, my peoples. I want it. I want Rayo versus Tank. That's real talk. Y'all got to stop discrediting Rayo. He's the real deal Holyfield. Just remember that before he fought Pitbull, a lot of people were saying he was going to get knocked out. Oh, Pitbull's going to walk him down. He's going to beat him up. Blah, blah, blah. And what happened? And Rayo Valenzuela showed his technical assets. Put so many hands on Pitbull, and you saw the results. Walked out of there with the belt. So y'all got to show some respect to El Rayo Valenzuela, my peoples. If Tank Davis, if he's going to fight Rayo in November, that's a heck of a fight. I hope they can make it happen. What I'm hearing is that they're in negotiations and they're close to making it happen. So hopefully that fight gets announced soon. And it will be a competitive and interesting fight. I'm telling you that right now. Once again, my peoples, I appreciate you jumping on with me. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. You already know what it is, man. Box Center. Your favorite boxers. Favorite boxing show. I'm your connections. I'm your plug. Peace.